Did you know that you can get a high paying job without a college degree? Or have you ever wondered how you can make money without going to college because you don't want to have student loans? Hello everyone, it's Rick here with goodincomestreams.com and the author of Invest Like the Rich. And on this video, we'll be discussing how to get a high paying job without going to college. There's always ways on going around this, but you got to understand now, I'm an advocate for starting your own business. And I also like to be, whether you're going to be like a sales rep or some type of sales job where you can actually earn commissions, or maybe even be a contractor or a freelancer where you actually get paid for your performance and for the job and not per hour. That way you can always make more depending on how your performance is. But this video is going to be for those that don't like to do that. They like to be a little bit more secure. They like to have a job that earns them an hourly wage, so that way they can feel a little bit more safe. Because let's be real, not everybody wants to do business, right? I mean, if everybody was doing business, then who would work for those people, right? Don't forget to smash that like button and hit the subscribe button as well. Also, don't forget to hit the notification bell so that YouTube will notify you the next time I upload another video. Well, this video is going to be for those people that prefer to hold a job. They want the security of having a 9 to 5 or at least getting paid per hour. And there's nothing wrong with that. The only thing is that how can you make money and make that good income without having a 4-year college degree? And there's a way around it. While going to a 4-year college may seem like a great way to earn a great income because you're going to have a safe and secure job, it's not always the most efficient way. And also, on top of that, it's not always guaranteed that you will have a job after you finish college. Now, some might argue that I'm incorrect and that you can always get a good job when you have a 4-year degree. But I've met some people that have gone to college and they're not doing what they went to school for. Maybe for a few reasons, but a lot of them is because it's not always that cut and dry where you will get a job after graduating college. Now, this I am basing off my experiences. Now, I know that there are other people out there have experienced something similar where they went to college and they are not doing what they signed up for or what they went to school for. So just because you go to college doesn't mean you're gonna be working in that industry. And I know that for a fact because I've done that myself, and I know a few other people that have taken maybe just an associate's degree in something, but they are working at a fast food. So they went to school for nothing because you don't need a degree to work at a fast food restaurant, right? Well, for me anyway, my experiences was I got an associate's degree in accounting. So I went to school for about 2 years. And when I was done with that 2 years, I wanted to take a break. I didn't because I wasn't sure if I wanted to do this, right? I was hesitant. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, right? I mean, I learned something in college. I learned all these great accounting principles, and I actually managed to use it while I was working in an office. Which, by the way, I got that office job because I met somebody at school. Not because school helped me get that job, but because someone hooked me up or helped me out to get a job working in an office. Now, remember now, while I was doing this, I was also in the Army Reserves. I was an electrician in the Army Reserves, an interior electrician to be exact. And I didn't think that I wanted to do construction at that time. So I said, why do construction when I can work in an office? So I decided to take the office job. While I was there, because I was going to school for accounting, I actually got offered to do intern because I actually needed to do an internship anyway. So they asked me if I wanted to intern in the accounting department because they were looking for to hire somebody later on. So I decided to, what the heck, I'll do it. That way I'm killing two birds with one stone. I'm still working, so I'm earning an income. I'm interning in the accounting department, and I can use that for my internship for my school. And at the same time, I can also use that for my resume. So I was like, oh, this is great. I'm gonna I'm gonna do well with this. But as I started doing this, I realized that I didn't like doing accounting. As much as I love numbers and math, I realized that it was quite a boring job. Now, don't get me wrong for those that are doing accounting. I mean, if you love it, great. However, for me, I just hated it. Every day I went to work and I had to show up in the accounting department, I was dreading. I was like, oh my God, how long is this day going to end? I transferred out of there. I asked that if I could just go back to my regular job and not, continue being an intern. And when they asked me, I just told them that I didn't like it. It wasn't for me. So now remember, I went to school. I have an associate's degree in accounting, but at the same time, I didn't want to do it. So me taking a break from continuing school was actually a blessing, because had I gone 4 years, so I would have spent 4 years of college time, meaning going to school every single day, and I don't even want to do it. Now, this can happen to anybody. So why am I talking about that? Well, even though I only did an associate's degree, all I'm looking at is the amount of time I spent and the student loans that I racked up going to school. So yes, maybe you can save money, maybe you'll have scholarships and all that, and you don't have to pay for anything. But in my case, I had to pay for everything. Plus, I always put value in my time. So 2 years of going to school and then trying to work was wasted, right? Because I was like, oh my God, I don't want to be an accountant, or I don't want to do accounting because it was too boring. So then I started realizing that I like working with my hands. Every time I went to drill and I did my electrical work, I realized that, hey, I like working with my hands. Yeah, it may be hot, it may be rough at times, but for the most part, I enjoyed putting things together and seeing the result instead of just staring at a computer screen or staring at a piece of paper. I was like, maybe I should pursue construction as being an electrician. Well, I didn't know how to go about it for a while. So I talked to some of my buddies that were in the army that actually were electricians, and they all told me the same thing. They weren't hiring, or their union put a freeze on picking up people. So I thought that I was going to be stuck working in the office. Then one day, while my wife may have been working at a construction company, the boss looked at me and said, hey, I heard that you do construction in the army. And I told him, yes. Are you hiring? That was my first question. Are you hiring? He said, well, I'm looking for a plumber. I'm looking to hire new plumbers. And I told him, oh, I'm sorry, I'm an electrician. But he said, no, don't worry about it. If you work for us, you can become part of the union and they will train you to become a plumber. So I kind of hesitated. But after talking to some people that became plumbers, I've quickly realized that they make quite a significant salary. Well, long story short, I worked for 18 years with my local union here in Hawaii. This might be difficult for some people, but joining the apprenticeship program was a godsend. It was a gift, because I realized that I can make a lot more money than working in an office. Imagine, while I was working in the office, I was making a decent income. I was actually making more than when I first started as a plumber. I actually took a pay cut. So I started thinking to myself, wait, do I really want to do this? And on top of that, these plumbers were making over $30 an hour as a journeyman. So then I decided, you know what, maybe I'll just give it a try. So I did. In the beginning, it was really rough because I took a big pay cut. Imagine, I was making like what, 10.50, 10.75 an hour as a first step apprentice. Now, of course, this was still making a lot more than minimum wage, because minimum wage at that time was about 7.25. So I'm dating back. I feel kind of old, but you know what? It's reality. At 7.25 an hour, minimum wage was not cutting it. Now, while I was making a little over $10 an hour, it was still not enough. But at the same time, what I was thinking was like, you know what? If I stick this out in about 5 years, I can make over $30 an hour. Well, how it came out was, after my first 1,000 hours or 6 months, I actually got a raise. And that was, I was making $12 an hour. Then again, another 1,000 hours went by and I got another raise. Now I'm on second step. Now I'm making 14 plus an hour. So I was looking at it like, hey, I'm actually starting to make more than what I was making while I was working in the office. And then after that, it was every 2,000 hours every year. So, I mean, every apprenticeship program will be different, because this can be offered by either your union or a company that you work for, right? So I took the union route. I mean, some might have second thoughts about being in a union, always having to pay your union dues and all that. But at the same time, what you got to remember now is that the union, whether you work for the union or for just a company that's doing an apprenticeship program, what you got to understand is they pay really well. So a lot of craftsmen, a lot of tradespeople make pretty good money. Imagine, as a plumber here in Hawaii, you can make at least $80,000 to $90,000 a year or more. Now, I don't like to brag about that, but what I'm trying to instill in you is that you can make a lot of money. You can make a lot of money being a tradesperson. And on top of that, you're learning a skill. So in total, yes, I went to school for 5 years, but it was
pretty much part-time. But at the same time, as time went on, as I progressed in my school, every year I was getting more and more raises. So when I hit my third year, from $14 to $17 to 21 to 24, even to $27 on my fifth year as an apprentice. Of course, in construction, there are times where there is no work. You will stay home. But remember now, just because you're staying home doesn't mean that you can't make money. This is a skill that you're learning, and you can actually take this elsewhere, and you can work for another company, or you can even work for yourself. Now, I understand too, this video is not for starting a business. This is for the people that just want to work a 9 to 5. What I want to instill in you is that there is more than one way to earn a high-paying job. And just because the norm out there is for you to go to college for 4 years, that doesn't mean that you need to do that. And the alternative is going into an apprenticeship program. You don't have to become a plumber. However, there are others out there that you can even, if you want to work in the pipe industry, you can even become like a pipe fitter, or an AC technician, or you can even become an electrician. Well, an electrician, of course, you also need a state license with that. But there are others out there that you don't need the state license, like even carpenters or elevator technicians. I mean, I think they have some kind of certificate so that they can do their job, but those jobs, they make about 80, 90,000, even over 100,000. Now, of course, I can understand if you want to become a doctor, then I suggest you go to college first and get that degree, because I don't think I would let you operate on me, or, make prognosis on me without a college degree, because that's totally different. But at the same time, what I'm trying to instill in you is that there's not just one way to earn a high paying job. There are many other jobs out there, or there are many other ways to earn money without going to school. Also, I want you to understand that just because you take a 4 year college degree doesn't mean that you're going to be working in that industry. So remember that, because like I said, I've known people that maybe they didn't take a 4 year college degree, they only did 2 years, which with an associate's degree, but they are still working at a fast food place flipping burgers. Maybe that's what they want to do and they're happy with that. But then how much money can you really earn working at a fast food industry? I'm pretty sure they're not going to be making 6 figures anytime soon. Now, at the same time, if you get into some type of apprenticeship program, you can be making a whole lot more, and maybe not right off the bat, but after a few years of working, so on the job training, making that money every single day, and going to school at night, not every day too. Now, remember, I only go for my related class, which is my books. It's only twice a week. And then we have our hands-on, which happens, and that usually takes about 4 weeks every single semester. Now, of course, this might not be true for other trades. This is just based off of my experience. Now, remember, we're going to school because we want to learn and we want to be the best that we can be. Because why? This is a career that you're getting into, not just a job. So because this is a career, and now you're going to have all these new skills, which is going to help you way, way later. I mean, yes, it's rough in the beginning, especially in the very beginning, because especially after you've been out in the sun all day long and you just want to sleep afterwards, but you have to stay in class. But at the same time, as you're learning this new skill, and guess what? You can take this anywhere you want, and you can even do it on the side. That's actually a great way to earn some extra cash. And I know a lot of people that do it, and that's because they can, right? Now, I do understand that sometimes it's really rough to go to school or go to class after you put in an 8 hour shift and being under the sun. Especially in the very beginning, it was really rough. And there were times where I just don't want to be there because I just want to go to sleep because I'm very tired. But what we got to understand is that this is a career that we chose, right? I mean, I chose this career because I knew that there was a lot of potential. I can take this outside and go work for any company, or whether it was union or non-union, and the potential of even opening my own business, which I know some people have done in the past, and something that I can do if I want to. And I can also just do side jobs, right? Or moonlighting. That's another word that's called. Usually you have friends or families that would ask you for favors to fix a leak or replace something, whether it's a toilet or a shower head or something, because something's broken, and it's something that you can do. Now, of course, I'm talking about plumbing, but let's just say you are a carpenter, and they're asking you to maybe fix their wall, or maybe you're a drywall guy and there's a hole in their wall and they want it patched up, and you can make some extra cash. Now, of course, this is not to get into that, because we are not here to start a business or anything like that. Instead, we're just here to learn how to get a high-paying job without a college degree. I hope this helps. Don't forget to smash that like button and hit the subscribe button as well. Also, don't forget to hit the notification bell so that YouTube will notify you the next time I upload another video. Now, I'd like to say mahalo for watching this video, and remember to always strive for financial independence. And until the next time, aloha!